Hi everybody, it's your boy MapleSnoople here, and today for this video we'll be commemorating a very special occasion, a very momentous one if you will, one that has been quite overdue. Anyways, if you don't know what I'm talking about, this channel has just reached 1k subs. Woo! To commemorate, I asked you guys on both Instagram and YouTube to submit me some questions for the Q&A, and today we'll be answering some of them. Let's get started. First question, how's life for you so far? Well, thank you for asking. It's been quite busy, you know, from schoolwork to like projects to extracurriculars, that kind of stuff. You know, that's why this video took so long to make. But hey, better late than never, am I right? Calvin WZY9011 and Alkesia790 writes, congrats. Why thanks, it truly is a portentous moment, isn't it? 1k subs. It's almost like yesterday that I just reached 100. Really crazy, isn't it? It's Josh Tiong writes, how long does it take to complete a song? Well Josh, it really depends. I usually try to aim to release a song at least once a month. So you could say I take around 1 month to make a track. But also at the same time, depending on the project, I might have to record vocals and instrumentals, which may take up even more time, and in addition to that, I sometimes work on projects concurrently. So to answer your question, at least 1 month. Collab bro. Pastor Yay writes, 1000, yay! Here are my questions. 1. What's your favorite music genre? 2. What is your favorite dinosaur? 3. When do you think you'll hit 10k subs? Let's tackle these one at a time. It may come to a surprise to some of you that my favorite music genre is actually metal or J-rock. I don't know, I just electric guitars. I like them. The second question, what is your favorite dinosaur? Chicken. When do you think you'll hit 10k subs? I don't know actually. I reached 1k subs quite recently, and it was also quite fast. Considering that YouTube growth is often exponential, maybe 10k subs next year? Though I'll probably be busy with school next year, so there's that. So your guess is as good as mine. Tamix Music writes, does Paraguay exist? If so, why? I'll have to get back to you on that one. Lucky Rule writes, why you started making music? Okay, so story time. In primary school, I actually joined the school choir, and this continued on into secondary school. The part that leads into making music is that there was 1 month where our conductor wanted us to try creating/producing music. So then he gave us a little crash course on that. And after that I thought, hey, no, this is pretty fun. So I decided to continue. And so my producing journey from 2019 started from there. But when I was even younger, I actually did mess around in GarageBand, and it's like automatic drummer and those default loops. So yeah, maybe it was meant to be. It was meant to be. Yes, it was meant to be. Yes. Eminem writes, wow. Al Iggs writes, what do you recommend in terms of DAW and plugins for beginners who want to stay on a low budget? Okay, first in terms of DAWs, that's of course what I mentioned before, GarageBand. That's free for all Apple computers, I think. Don't quote me on that. But for real, I actually started producing seriously on LMMS, which is free. Although I couldn't really get the automations to really work, so there's that. For plugins, there are actually quite a lot more options. So let me let's get some out here. So for like instrument stuff, Labs by Splitfire Audio is a great choice. It's a great sample library with a lot of great sounds, and it's free. Of course, there's Vital by Matt Title. You know, not sure if you heard of it. Not like I made like an entire video series on it. Or in terms of effects, Valhalla Supermassive is a great free reverb /delay depending on the settings you use on it. Wider by Infected Mushroom is a great plugin for increasing the stereo space. And finally, Tokyo Dawn Records actually has quite a great dynamic EQ and also a compressor. So yeah. Oh yeah, he also asked a second question here. I'll answer it together with a question from English Bulldog since they're quite similar. Let's say I hear a sound and want to replicate it. How would someone go about recreating a particular sound, even with no tutorials on it? By the way, congrats on 1K. Okay, that is a big question. Keep in mind, I'm not like super talented. I just make YouTube videos and I somehow have 1K subs, so yeah. But for the most part, I actually do search up on tutorials for certain sounds before I make those how the vital shots. Usually, my process is to just get the rough idea of how the sound is made and try to simplify it to a format that's less than 60 seconds. But if there are no tutorials, here's some things I could recommend. First thing I'll probably look up for is the ADSR, also known as the envelope. So what is that? It's basically how the sound changes over time. For example, a plucky sound will have a very quick attack, while a pad will have a slow attack. After that, you have to listen to the actual timbre of the sound, the sound of the music. So it helps to know what the basic wavetables sound like. For example, the saw wave, the sine wave, the square wave, the triangle wave, etc. So if the sound you want to make just so happens to be very similar to the basic wavetable shape, then your life will be much easier. But if it sounds quite different, then after that, there are effects, which also, like with wavetables, helps if you know what they sound like beforehand and apply that accordingly. In addition to that, they also make the modulation of the effects and the synths, which further complicates things. So a lot of it comes down to trial and error and a lot of experimentation and experience. I would recommend watching In The Mix's videos on this particular subject, as he goes way more in depth than I could in this Q&A. Hey, nice bro. It is indeed nice, isn't it? It's almost as nice as today's sponsor, me. So if you're enjoying this boring video, please leave a like. Also, only a small percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you end up enjoying this video, remember to hit the subscribe button. It's free and you can always unsubscribe later. Back to the video. Hi, I have a question. What's a tip for mixing bass music so that it sounds good both on headphones and on speakers? For me, my music sounds good on headphones, but compared to professionally mixed songs on speakers, it just sounds okay. I don't know, man. I'm not sure if I'm really the best person to ask, However, you're asking specifically about bass music, and assuming when you say speakers, you mean like phone and computer speakers, which usually are a bit tinny and lack some low end. The general advice is to use saturation. Now, having some kind of overdrive or distortion on the bass can help add more presence to the bass, especially on phone speakers where the low end is not as loud, but the mid-range can be heard more clearly. Another thing to consider is the stereo space. How wide or how narrow the sound is in the stereo space. For example, a bass panned really wide on headphones might sound really huge and amazing, but will sound quite abysmal in mono speakers or like phone speakers due to wave cancellation. So keep that in mind. Jonathan Ong writes, make your music free for all creators to use. If cannot, free for me also can. Anyway, I think that's all the time we have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!